Right now, a look into alleged labor violations leveled against a Madison ice cream maker. What we know about what happened at Shep's.
Also, how a new bill at the state capitol could make college campuses gun-free zones. Our Will Keneally explains live from the UW campus.
And the bus company that serves the Madison School District is adding electric buses to its fleet. Now, they hope that could help a bit with busing issues. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. And we take a live look at the Capitol tonight. It's good to see the sun.
Really
still
is.
A little bit of light at 5 o'clock. Mild temps remain across southern Wisconsin. Some quiet and dry weather for some time ahead. We could see some fog overnight. And with that, let's look at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Gary?
Yeah, I was a little concerned this morning. I thought the sun would be out earlier, but it broke through and skies really cleared out for the afternoon. But the clouds will come back in along with some fog later on tonight. In fact, dense fog advisories are in effect from 9 p.m. until 11 a.m. tomorrow morning west of a Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line. Much of Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin expected to see some fog. Visibility is down to around a quarter of a mile by early on Thursday morning, but most areas will see the fog lift pretty quickly. You can see by late afternoon the fog has really well ended. Visible cloud track shows the morning clouds and then that sunshine coming on through. You can clearly see the snow on the ground, but that snow cover is shrinking. Temperatures stayed above freezing last night. Here in Madison, we were above freezing. Janesville, 36 for the low. And right now, temperatures are right around 40 in Madison. We're 39, but to the west, much warmer. La Crosse, almost at 50. They were in the 50s earlier today because of sunshine and less snow on the ground. Here in Dane County, 42 in Cross Plains. 39 in Deerfield. Look for mostly clear skies this evening. Temperatures in the upper 30s, but the clouds and the fog will move in later on. I'll talk more about how long the fog may last and how mild the temperatures will be in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. A new bill at the state capitol would prohibit people from bringing guns onto college campuses.
Well, that's where we find our political reporter Will Keneally, who has the details live on campus.
Yeah, so this bill would actually impact some public spaces, kind of like here on Library Mall, that you generally think of as public, but are still technically university property. Now, think of this bill as treating college campuses like K-12 schools, which are gun-free zones under state law. And I sat down with one of the bill's proponents, who says that this is in part due to a culture of gun deaths here in the U.S.
No other country in the world tolerates the level of gun deaths, and especially gun deaths among children, that this country does. It is absolutely preventable. We can prevent it through smart public policy.
Now, right now, if you bring a gun onto a campus building marked as weapons free, you'd actually receive a trespassing charge. This would increase that penalty for a misdemeanor. Again, this includes some spaces that we traditionally consider open, like Library Mall here. And it also would actually impact not just public universities, but private colleges as well. I'll have more on this, including some of the public safety concerns coming up tonight at 6. But for now, reporting from UW-Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
We will see you at 6, Will. Thank you. Madison police are investigating another armed carjacking that happened on the city's east side last night. The victim told police that he and another person were parked on Parkwood Lane at about 10 last night when an SUV pulled up and boxed them in. 4 men in masks and armed with guns got out of the vehicle and took the victim's car. It was later found unoccupied. Madison police suspect this incident is related to the carjacking that took place earlier Monday night. Officers are trying to figure out if the victim was specifically targeted in this incident.
The bus company for the Madison School District will be adding 5 new electric school buses to its fleet.
Our Catherine Merck spoke with a representative from the company about some of the issues. Catherine?
First Student recently secured nearly $2 million from the United States Environmental Protection Agency to buy the electric buses. This is what they look like. First Student tells us it's going to work with MMSD to deploy the new electric buses over the next 18 months. At the beginning of the school year, many parents voiced concerns with the company due to bus delays. The district blamed the delays on a shortage of drivers. The head of electrification at First Student says these efforts could get more people behind the wheel.
Starting to see some outcomes unrelated to environmental and operational standpoints from quieter children on the bus, which tend to make a better environment for the driver to operate the bus in.
MMSD interim superintendent says the electric buses will help the district move closer to achieving its sustainability goals. The company says it wants its 30,000 buses of the fleet of 46,000 in total in North America to convert to electric buses by 2035.
Catherine, thank you. Today, classes were canceled in Baraboo due to a water main break. The break happened this morning, leaving the building without water. Some students were already on their way to school when it happened, forcing the district to turn those buses around. Students who were on board when the Met water main broke, well, they were simply taken back home.
After 10 years of serving Baraboo in the state assembly, Representative Dave Considine announced he will be retiring. The 70-year-old Democrat said in a statement he is looking forward to spending more time with his family. His decision to not run for re-election will leave an open race for his district this November, a reliably blue district which spans Baraboo, Sauk City, and Mazomanie. During his tenure, Considine focused on agricultural issues, as well as education, the environment, and mental health.
A Madison ice cream maker is under investigation by the Department of Labor, accused of a dozen worker safety and documentation violations.
Our Jalen Banks joins us with what OSHA found out. Jalen?
Earlier this month, the federal government issued a notice to Shep's Ice Cream of a dozen violations classified as serious. Today, we spoke with OSHA about the citations.
Our job is a very important one because we want to prevent injuries, illnesses, and fatalities, from occurring on the job.
Back in August of 2023, the Department of Labor opened an investigation on Shep's Ice Cream in Madison after a complaint was filed after a chemical-related incident at the factory.
Release of anhydrous ammonia at the facility that had occurred recently. I do believe there was a worker that was, maybe suffered an injury or an illness as a result.
The company now faces 12 citations considered to be serious by OSHA. Those include lack of machine protections, lack of written hazard procedures, hazard falls, and failing to update emergency plans. Shep's also faces up to $145,000 in fines and have 15 days to comply from when the notice was given. In a statement from a spokesperson from Shep's saying, quote, "We take the safety of our employees and workplace very seriously, and we are committed to taking the necessary steps to ensure the highest standards of safety in our workplace." And this comes at a time where OSHA has put a regional emphasis on the food manufacturing industry.
And what we found and what the goal of that emphasis program is we see related to machine guarding related hazards and lockout tagout related hazards, or that machine energy control.
We have a full list of the citations. You can find it on our website at channel3000.com.
Jalen, thank you. Here's your reminder. Today is the final day to register to vote online or by mail prior to the February 20th spring primary. If you missed that deadline, there is no need to worry. In Wisconsin, you are able to register to vote at the polls the day of with your proof of residence. To register today, go to myvotewi.gov.
Governor Tony Evers signed a package today aimed at expanding access to dental care and addressing dental workforce shortages across the state. Data released this month from the U.S. Health Resources Administration found shortages of dental care in 160 areas of Wisconsin. The package Governor Evers signed features 5 bills, including one that authorizes licenses for dental therapists who practice in areas experiencing shortages in care. Other bills in the package create guidelines for distributing $20 million in state aid for technical colleges' dental training programs, to create scholarships for Marquette University dental students who agree to practice in underserved areas, and to allow dental workers from out of state to practice in Wisconsin.
Today, the CEOs of 5 of the top social media platforms testified on Capitol Hill about their company's attempts to protect children from online sexual exploitation. At the urging of Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg addressed parents who say their children had been harmed by social media. The head of the company that owns Facebook and Instagram stopped short of apologizing, but said Meta has invested $20 billion in safety and security. Lawmakers say the companies don't go nearly far enough to protect children.
Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands.
Among the family's demands, amending the regulation that shields tech companies from being sued by users. And ahead of the hearing, Snap said it will support the Kids Online Safety Act, a bipartisan bill that mandates platforms to stop recommending harmful content to children. Meta said it will prohibit people 19 and older from messaging teens who don't follow them on Instagram.
Well, could it be the answer to one of the greatest mysteries of our time? A deep-sea exploration company says, yes, it could. The search for the plane that Amelia Earhart was attempting to fly around the world has confounded generations since its disappearance more than 85 years ago. Now, one explorer believes he may have found the wreckage. Christian Benavides reports.
Miss Amelia Earhart was lost in mid-ocean.
A great aviation mystery may have a significant new clue. This sonar image from deep in the Pacific Ocean. That grainy outline resembles the shape of Amelia Earhart's long-lost Lockheed Electra plane.
I mean, she's America's favorite missing person, right? As long as she's missing, there's always going to be somebody out there searching.
Including Tony Romeo, a former U.S. Air Force intelligence officer who founded Deep Sea Vision, the company which mounted an expedition that captured the image.
You know, it's logistically very challenging. It took us 18 months from start to finish to kind of put this whole thing together.
Earhart disappeared in 1937, attempting to become the first female pilot to fly around the world. She was already the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, only the second person to ever do so. On July 2nd, she and her navigator took off from New Guinea with a planned refueling stop on Howland Island, situated between Australia and Hawaii.
Most likely, she ran out of gas, so she would have tried to sort of pancake land the airplane into the water and the surface. And then as it filled with water, it would have slowly sank and then spiraled down to all the way down to the seafloor.
Aviation's leading lady, Miss Amelia Earhart.
For decades, her disappearance has been the source of speculation and folklore, from castaway on a deserted island to being a spy to captured by the Japanese, even living under an assumed name as a nun in New Jersey. All theories Romeo hopes his findings will put to rest. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Romeo says he and his team will go back out later this year to examine what he believes to be the wreckage. After an exhaustive search that came up empty in 1937, Amelia Earhart was declared dead in 1939.
And just ahead, a complete look at your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
And we'll tell you about an effort to return sacred items and Native American ancestral remains currently housed in museums to their descendants. That's next at 5.
And red numbers across the board in midweek trading on Wall Street. The Dow falls more than 317 points. NASDAQ loses 346. S&P 500 down 79. And we'll be right back.
Get started on your tiling project now at Menards. Give any room a fresh look with the beauty and durability of tile from Mohawk. Mohawk features over 350 ceramic, porcelain, mosaic, and glass tiles. Clean Protect Point Park tiles are $129 each. Complete your tiling job with professional quality installation products from Tech. Menards carries Tech mortar and grout to work with all floor and wall tile sizes. A 50-pound bag of Sturdy Flex thin set mortar is $12.99.
Save big money at Menards.
Stockberry Healthcare is here to help with your shoulder pain,
your knee injury, that hip that bothers you,
with your foot or ankle pain.
We focus on quality.
We focus on results.
And take time to listen.
So that your care is the best care for you.
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 For you. We're here for you.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father together. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
It's the annual RV show and sale you don't want to miss at Interstate RV, February 2nd through the 4th. Great RV show pricing just up the road. Highway 51, Poinet.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Ahead at 6, a new bill would bar guns from college campuses. We'll have all the details.
Then Madison school buses go green. We check out the school district's plans for 5 new electric buses tonight at 6.
Thursday at 10, police chases are becoming more frequent and dangerous.
It's almost become a game.
I'm asking local authorities about their pursuit policies and what's being done to keep the public from getting caught up in the crossfire. News 3 Now investigates Thursday at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Repatriation is the process of returning something to its home. Federal law is asking museums to do that with some of their most culturally significant displays. Our Maddie Heimsch reports.
Beloit College's Logan Museum of Anthropology is one of several Wisconsin museums that currently holds human remains and other sacred items. The Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act has been revised and is asking museums to reconsider these displays. The act was first put into place in 1990 in an attempt to remove ancestral remains from museums and return them to their descendants.
Think about your own grandparents or great-grandparents or your own ancestors, and to know that they're not at a place of peace, however you define that.
UW-Whitewater Associate History Professor Tony Gulig said the original act came at a time of indigenous activism, both in Wisconsin and nationwide.
So that legislation recognized that and defined mechanisms by which those human remains, by which funerary objects, by which objects of significance and cultural importance would be protected and returned to their descendants.
3 decades later, however, 18 Wisconsin museums and thousands nationwide are still holding remains and other culturally sacred items. The Logan Museum, the Milwaukee Public Museum, and the UW-Madison Anthropology Department all released statements that they're in the process of removing such exhibits. Reporting in Rock County, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Revisions to the legislation are intended to speed up the process of returning the cultural items to their homes.
Well, in Prairie du Sac today, hundreds of people filled VFW Park to witness these 5 juvenile bald eagles being released into the wild. Those eagles had been in care of the Raptor Education Group Incorporated, or REGI, since last spring. That's a nonprofit out of Antigo that takes in any orphaned or sick, injured birds that need help. Foster eagles were used to help raise these birds until they were ready to get back into the wild.
All these birds are getting a second chance, and a lot of them are actually caused by humans, their injuries. So it's nice when we're able to allow them to get a second chance, especially when we're the reason that they needed our help in the first place. So I think it's really important to do everything that we can to always get them back into the wild.
They are something, aren't they? If you were not able to catch this amazing sight, don't worry. Next Saturday, February 10th, avid birders will be flocking to Prairie du Sac for the 38th annual Bald Eagle Watching Days, and they are there. Spectacular to see. A look now at your First Warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we continue to shrink our snowpack just over the last 24 hours. Watch how the snow depth has really started to shrink, and notice this large area now without any snow cover across Minnesota and parts of far western Wisconsin. Madison. Take a look at the difference in temperatures. Over that open area, temperatures are mainly in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Madison right now near 40, but even La Crosse, 49 degrees. Eau Claire, 48, because there's not nearly as much snow on the ground there. But as we take a look at visibilities, once we start melting that snow, we add moisture to the air. Right now, fog not an issue. However, National Weather Service has already issued dense fog advisories west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line. Covers much of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, far western Wisconsin. That's the area that probably will see the thickest fog later on tonight. Three things to know. Fog develops overnight and lasts into tomorrow morning. Temperatures are going to stay mild through next weekend at least. And it's possible the first half of February could see above normal temperatures. Showers, next chance will be Thursday afternoon into Friday and Saturday of next week. Might be a little bit of snow mixed in at night when temperatures are a little colder. But look at how warm the temperatures are through much of the Midwest. I mean, even where there's more snow cover and there's been more cloud cover, temperatures still well into the 30s when you're looking at temperatures that should be the 20s and lower 30s now. And out to the west, I mean, just balmy. Upper 50s to lower 60s, almost to the U.S.-Canadian border. As we take a look at weather track, that jet stream has started to flatten out, and that's bringing a milder Pacific air like we thought it would, and that trend is going to continue for a while. You can see a big storm system off the west coast, but most of that energy is heading up into Canada, and that will just continue to give us southerly winds and keep our temperatures mild. No cold air really on the weather map to look at here on weather track. And as we take a look at future track, you'll see that the skies that are clear now will start to cloud up. The fog will start to move in later on tonight, and then we'll see mostly cloudy skies for the next couple of days, but that might drop temperatures by a degree or two, but still they're going to be well above normal. Dense fog advisory begins at 9 p.m. west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line. Planning your night. Skies start out clear, but notice the clouds and the fog starting to expand. By midnight, temperatures still in the upper 30s, middle 30s by 3 a.m. We'll probably stay above freezing again with lows probably in the mid-30s through much of southern Wisconsin. Future track visibilities. This is 6:30 tomorrow morning. You can see many locations seeing visibilities between about a quarter and a half mile. Fortunately, the thickest fog will only last for a short period of time. Look for a low of 36 in Mount Vernon, 35 in DeForest across Dane County and across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Low 35 in Monroe, 34 in Lone Rock. For tomorrow, morning fog, then mostly cloudy and mild with a high temperature of 41. First one, 7 to 10 day forecast. I dropped the high to 39 on Friday. That's about the biggest change there. Otherwise, temperatures well into the 40s for the weekend into next week. Rain shower chances Thursday afternoon into Friday and Saturday. Maybe a few flakes of snow mixed in at night, but temperatures still well above normal. As we check out first warn traffic right now, we're seeing some slowdowns on the Beltline. Looks like a lot of those have cleared up. There was one around Monona Drive, but right now the Beltline looking in pretty good shape. So travel times about 15 minutes either direction between University Avenue and I-3990. Inbound from Sun Prairie to downtown is a quick 17 minutes today. I-3990 from Beltline to Janesville is a 26-minute trip. US 12 Middleton to Sauk City, a quick 16 minutes today. And outbound from downtown to Sun Prairie and East Washington Avenue takes you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. Still ahead, the latest on a shooting last night on Madison's east side near Easttown Mall. That's when News 3 Now at 5 returns.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The highest art is beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shen Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
Want to instantly look more attractive, years younger, and even healthier? The solution is whiter teeth. Even teeth that are just a little yellow are a problem. They rob your appearance, make you look older, and can hurt your confidence. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." So from that point on, I've been sold.
My absolute favorite thing was how easy it was. It takes literally less than 5 minutes.
Power Swabs has made a really big difference in lifting the stains and making my smile more beautiful.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. And after 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Plus, unlike other whitening methods, Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. Power Swabs are easier on your gums and cause less sensitivity.
I've used strips and trays, and they both gave me really sensitive teeth. With the Power Swabs, I've been using them for a week and nothing. I had hot coffee this morning and ice cream last night and no problems.
It's time to discover what you've been missing. Now, it's your turn to get started with Power Swabs.
I like my smile. I like my smile after finishing the Power Swabs.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now for a special offer to receive 50% off. You'll also receive the Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will also get free shipping. Order right now and take the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge. If your teeth aren't a full 2 shades whiter after your first application, simply return it and you'll get your money back.
The highest art is beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shen Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Here is a look at some of the top stories on our website currently. Last night, Madison police responded to a call of gunfire on the city's east side. This happened not far from Easttown Mall about 9 o'clock last night. They say they found shell casings, but there was no damage to anyone or any property there. The people who called in the shots were contacted. They were not injured. Police believe the people involved know each other. Police say there is currently no threat to the public.
Madison police are still searching for the man connected with a fatal crash along the Beltline that killed a 23-year-old over the weekend. Jules Tugnataman is charged with hit and run involving death. He's believed to have possibly fled the Madison area. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to contact Madison police.
In Door County, 59-year-old Anthony Gonzalez of Sturgeon Bay has been convicted of reckless homicide and other charges for starting a fire that killed 2 people and destroyed a building housing a bar and several rental units. Gonzalez told investigators he accidentally started the fire in his room above Butch's Bar when he was trying to refill a cigarette lighter. His sentencing is now scheduled for May 10th.
Democrats are appealing to the state Supreme Court to weigh in on a challenge to allow voters to be able to drop off absentee ballots in drop boxes. Last week, Dane County Circuit Judge Ann Peacock ruled that the lawsuit did not meet the high burden required to declare the voting rules being challenged were unconstitutional. Attorneys for the national Democratic firm, the Elias Law Group, filed the appeal yesterday. We'll get a final check on your First Warn forecast when we come back.
Do you suffer from acid reflux, heartburn, or have trouble swallowing? Join Dr. Aaron Schwab on February 8th at 5:30 p.m. to learn how the LINX procedure may help. To register for the free online talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
News 3 Now and Vortex presents Spirit of Service, honoring those who've made a real difference in our community.
Do you know a veteran whose actions have been a positive force in the area? If so, nominate them for the Spirit of Service Award.
Log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran, and tell us why they're a pillar in our community. A winner will be selected on March 11th.
Help us celebrate our hometown heroes.
The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
It's the annual RV show and sale you don't want to miss at Interstate RV, February 2nd through the 4th. Great RV show pricing, just up the road, Highway 51, Poinet.
A lot of law firms claim to be experts at handling injury cases that involve large trucks. But handling one trucking case does not make you an expert on the subject. Experience matters in these cases. One local firm has handled 25 trucking cases which resulted in payments over $1 million each, and hundreds of others as well. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
It's here, Wisconsin's newest and most exclusive sports show. Wisconsin Huddle. It's more than just highlights. It's more than X's and O's. It's a dynamic 30-minute weekly special produced for the die-hard fans of Wisconsin athletics. Embark on an exclusive journey into the lives of some of UW's top athletes as we offer an inside look into their world. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30. Brought to you by Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
A concert experience you won't want to miss. It's the Commodores. Performing live Saturday, February 17th at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. 70 million albums sold, 7 #1 hits. The Grammy Award-winning Commodores. February 17th at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now this morning, weekdays.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on February 16th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6, if you're looking to get out on the ice, you might want to do it very soon. We'll hear from the Clean Lakes Alliance on what you should know as temperatures start to warm up.
Gary may just say, don't go out there at all, folks.
Yeah, you know, unless you're going out there with a friend, you got to, you know, and some way of getting off the ice if it starts to break. But otherwise, we are looking at some fog to develop tonight. Now, the live view from the WISC-TV Skycam shows mainly clear skies. Same thing with the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Looks like a beautiful sunset there. But while visibilities right now are at or above 10 miles from all the major reporting stations, there are dense fog advisories already issued from 9 p.m. tonight through 11 a.m. tomorrow, west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line. That's where the fog's likely to be thicker, but we're likely to see fog just about everywhere. Temperatures are in the 30s from Madison to the south and east, 40s, almost 50 out toward La Crosse. They've had sunshine all afternoon, and they have not as much snow on the ground as we do here in Dane County, but you can see those temperatures very mild. 39 in Edgerton, 41 right now in Cross Plains.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.